Neighborhoods aren't just buildings, they're energetic ecosystems. The issue rises because modern development often ignores energy, culture, and healing. Communities get built that look good on the outside, but feel empty and unsafe on the inside. Today, we're going to explore how communities can be designed as sacred spaces, spaces that nourish wellness, safety, and legacy. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D. Thank you so much for joining the Generational Rhodium. It is the media and healing branch of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, Peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm committed to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. We empower individuals to heal financially, build wealth strategically, and cultivate thriving, prosperous communities rooted in love and peace. Our mission is to merge economic growth and community development with holistic well-being, so wealth is not just created, it is sustained with purpose and intention. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And visit our website, hwplp.com, to join our mailing list so that you don't miss out on our monthly newsletter and you can learn more about the movement. This month's newsletter is entitled Healing the Block by Owning the Block. Now let's get into this. Traditional development is profit-driven, colonial-style planning, often displaces cultures, disconnects neighborhoods, and creates stress. In our communities, we see concrete over trees, surveillance over safety, and isolation over connection. Let me give you an example. In Harlem during the early 2000s, many blocks have been restored, in theory, renovated brownstones, new businesses, cities, funded projects, etc. But the energy was fractured. Long-time residents and newcomers rarely connected. Gentrification created cultural tension. Public spaces still felt unsafe at night, even with the street lights and the police presence. Wealthier newcomers shopped at those trendy cafes, and elders and families felt priced out. The community looked revitalized, but people described it as cold and unwelcoming. And then came the shift. Local activists, elders, and artists worked together to bring sacred connection and culture back to the community. The first thing they did was community rituals. They did weekly drum circles and spoken word at Marcus Garvey Park. The rhythm of the drums became the healing and the protectiveness they needed. They had sacred spaces where they had vacant lots that they turned into community gardens, and neighbors tended them together, creating nourishment for the body and for the spirit. They also did intentional safety. Instead of relying on the police, they created their own walking groups that created connection, and it presented safety to the community, restored. And last, they did cultural expression, morals of Harlem's legacy, the jazz icons, the civil rights activists, and the ancestors. They were painted on the walls and infused with pride, reminding everyone Harlem's soul was its people. And the outcome was the parks and the gardens became gathering grounds for joy and safety. Elders, they shared their wisdom. The youth brought back that great energy, and artists wove in that culture, and the community reclaimed its soul. This is a powerful reminder that safety and wellness aren't created by police and property value alone. They are created by the people who honor each other and the sacredness of the space. Because space holds frequency. Physical spaces are not neutral. Every thought, word, action, emotion, it leaves an imprint. Over time, these imprints can shape the vibration of the environment. Spaces remember, they hold frequency, and they amplify whatever is most present. Just like water, it holds memory. Walls, land, objects, they absorb energy as well. A home where arguments happen, they feel tense. A garden cared for with love, it feels alive. Sacred sites feel different because intention has been infused over time. That's why walking into a temple or a church or a mosque, you immediately feel a sense of reverence. Or why stepping into a room after an argument, it feels tense and heavy. This is the foundation of spiritual urbanism. Spiritual urbanism is a practice of blending architecture, community design, and intention to create living altars, spaces that heal, connect, and sustain legacy. Some core elements to this are the architecture as ritual. This is designing buildings and parks that have flow, symbolism, that has sacred geometry that aligns with our cosmic order. Next, we will have community designed as healing. Now, this is planning neighborhoods that prioritize connection, gathering spaces, gardens, culture centers. Then the next one is intention as energy. This is infusing development with purpose and taking a moment to say, what frequency should this space hold? Why does this matter? Because traditional urbanism often prioritizes profits and efficiency. But spiritual urbanism, it restores the soul of place. It integrates masculine energy, which is structure, order, safety, with feminine energy, which is flow, beauty, receptivity. And together they balance and they foster wellness and belonging. Now, if you'll take a moment to indulge me, I'd like to do a brief breathing exercise. This breathing exercise is going to be a 4-6, and that's it. It's going to be a 4-4-6. Inhale, count of 4. Exhale, count of 4. Inhale, a count of 4. Hold for 4. Exhale, a count of 6. And I'm going to say affirmations while we do this. And then at the end, do a very brief visualization. So please take a moment to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale nice and slow. 2, 3, 5, 6. Inhale. I call in peace for my home. Hold. I anchor harmony in this place. Exhale nice and slow. I release all that does not serve this space. Inhale. I call peace for my home. Hold. I anchor harmony in this place. Release nice and slow. I release all that doesn't serve this place. Now, keeping your eyes closed, now imagine that your own home or your neighborhood were sacred fields. What energy does it hold? What energy do you want it to hold? Feel that. Thank you. In light of this, I moved and traveled to many different countries and communities and spaces over my lifetime. And whenever I entered a new space, I shifted the energy. I did this through candles, incense, sage, Palo Santo, prayer, intentions, meditation, Reiki. And I can watch and feel that my temporary dwelling transformed. People will walk in and visit me and say, "Ooh, it feels nice in here, peaceful." That is the power of ritual in design. Let's continue. There are 4 guiding principles for spiritual urbanism. First, we have energy. Communities need space that radiates peace. Green space, flowing water, sacred art, like the murals that they did in Harlem. Next, you need ritual, a collective gathering for ceremony, storytelling, connection. Just like Marcus Garvey Park, the drum circles, spoken word. Then you need intention. That's development guided by values, wellness, legacy, harmony, not just for profit. And then last, you need balance. We all need balance in all things we do. That's the masculine and the feminine. The masculine is the structure, order, protection. And the feminine is the flow, the beauty, the nurturing. Healing communities is not just spiritual. It's economic. It's practical. Safer, more connected communities have lower crime, higher well-beings, and stronger economies. Sacred, developed, fosters pride and stewardship. People care for what feels alive and meaningful. Think about gardens, culture centers, healing sanctuaries. They attract resources. They create generational wealth, and they strengthen legacy. When you think of your community, what energy does it hold currently? What rituals or spaces will help it heal? Spiritual urbanism reminds us that we're not just building communities. We are shaping energy fields that shape us. When we infuse development with intention and ritual, we create neighborhoods that don't just house people, they heal them. Now let's close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Build wealth that is your birthright. Live full prosperity. Love unconditionally. And live in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Generational Rhodium. I so look forward to seeing you next time. But until then, I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and peace, love, and light. Thank you.